First and foremost, I'm gonna tell you what this guide won't be. This guide won't tell you how to get jewels fast, how to rank events easily, how to predict upcoming SSRs, how to find Matsuri's real personality, but most importantly, it won't tell you how to get good at tappy tappy button game, especially on Animal Station. There is no winning that battle. In the description are a ton of useful links for new and slightly less new players alike, including a complete index of cards, the main Million Live Discord, my own Discord, and the Million Live Theatre Days Reddit, which has a bunch of translated menus, text guides, and a generous community willing to lend a hand, as well as a Twitter thread and my previous Million Live introduction video introducing people to the Million Live girls and the franchise. Before I start getting into the nitty-gritty, my biggest piece of advice when it comes to navigating and learning more about any MOBA game in a language that you can't understand, play around. The UI of any good MOBA game is easy enough to navigate for people of all ages and places to understand, and they need to be accessible for anyone to play. Take advantage of that, and don't be scared of getting something wrong. It's not a newborn baby. You are allowed to smack it, crack it, slap it, and give it money when you feel bad. As well as all of that, I'm gonna assume that you've at least completed the tutorial. This isn't a walkthrough, and I'm not your teacher. I'm not smart enough for that. So please don't ask me what to do in the tutorial. It's been 2 years since I've done it. So, welcome to Namco Theatre. We're underpaid and overworked, but good God, we try to love our job. Okay, so I'm gonna be using a lot of buzzwords here, so keep up, Private. Times are ticking, Isles need to get working, Iku's got no food at home, and Economy's got bills to pay. Awakening, upgrading a card and giving it new art and higher stats. Bond, points gained through using cards to awaken a card. Commu, a visual novel-esque story featuring the girls and more. Affection, a stat that raises the more you use an idol. It unlocks commus and titles at different milestones. Fans, a stat that raises the more you use an idol. At various milestones it raises your producer rank, which means nothing, really, other than bragging rights. Limited, available for a limited time only, can be brought back in a rerun. Permanent, available all the time in most gachas regardless of rate up. So, here is our amazingly glorious title screen. There's not really a lot to say here other than those are 100% real touchable buttons on the top left. Do it. Do it now. Do it now, if you wanna. And in order, they are Data Link, linking your account to your Bamco ID for easy data transferring to different devices. Menu, a bunch of boring stuff, but cache clears there for your spring cleaning needs. And AR, every day at midnight JST, the day rolls over. You'll be welcomed by a group of random idols depending on the day, with some special exceptions laid out, nice and typeset for you right here. After, you'll be greeted by your wonderful, totally not stealing from your wallet at night, secretary, Misaki Alba. She gives you your daily login bonus, as well as any other campaign bonuses available, which is basically every other week. Everyone say thank you, Miss Alba. Now we get into the actual game. I know, I'm such a tease, be patient, I bestow you with your oats now. Now, if you went through the tutorial properly, you should be somewhat familiar with everything on the screen right now, but let's do a crash course. These are information banners, this is the event banner, this is all really self-explanatory, I'm not doing it, Sherlock. This is your girl, she wants to talk to you, this is a different girl, she stole your attention and now you have to listen to her, don't complain, it's part of your job. If a girl has the dots, talk to the girl, you'll earn affection with her, and get some presents for being a decent human being, as well as building your producer gauge for even more presents. Never jewels though, don't be entitled. The real gritty of the theatre screen is the selection of buttons on the bottom right. These are news, presents, missions, daily, weekly, normal, and limited. Your phone, too overwhelmed, just like and mark the girls on red. They'll never know, but you will. The last one is training. The hellscape I am so glad I don't need to return to, for now. There's a Reddit post in the description if you need to do this for all of your anniversary SSRs from the last year's anniversary. Good luck. Tapping the screen button makes things nice and easy for you. Sound, listening to all the current songs and their off vocal tracks if unlocked. Friends, accept the love, give the love, and see how many people tell you it's embarrassing you haven't FC'd Animal Station Million Mix yet. Lounge, irrelevant unless you're aiming to be a big bad gamer, which this isn't really a video for. Kind of. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm a hypocrite. We'll see. And flower stand. Accept the love, return the love, respect the love, and get money every day for giving 5 flower stands to anyone. Anyone. Really anyone. Me. And finally for the screen, you can swap rooms in the theatre to check on different girls by tapping anywhere off of the UI and then this button in the bottom right. The next tab is the idol selection. This is where it's a lot more fun for you to just play about, no worrying about accidentally selling off your cards either, it's impossible. First, the unit screen. Here you are given 18 unit slots as per most mobile gear, each with 5 idol slots. You can choose the outfit for the girl as well as which ones are worthy of your production. Top right is the guests section. You can switch and swap them out and your friends can get stat boosts if they choose you. This is gym class though, if you ain't good, you ain't picked. Here's a cold hard truth about theatre days. Hitting S scores is easy as hell, and you really won't be having too much trouble as long as you have your starting SSR and some leveled up SRs and Rs. But since we're here, let's do a crash course on team building. Each girl has an attribute which is reflected on all of their cards, and for each card there are 4 stats: life, vocal, dance, and visual. Life never tends to change for the rarity the cards are, unless it's a healer, but most cards have a stat comparably higher than the other two. This stat tends to be the one that the girl's center skill boosts as well, which is displayed below these. Underneath is the card's skill. At this time they're either score up, combo bonus, lifeguard, heal, perfect lock, or double boost. At this time the ideal and most accessible team composition is as follows: a center FES marked SSR, 2 limited SSRs, and 2 permanent SSRs, all with a matching highest stat if you can. Here are some examples of this setup. You can swap permanent SSRs for a matching FES SSR, or a healer if you need that little bit of help. If you don't have a FES SSR for your ideal team, don't worry. You can just use a normal SSR with a matching highest stat, and you should be fine for the meantime. That's basically most of my teams. That's about it for team building. Alternatively, if you just want your unit to match a specific song, or just want to auto-set for easy brainless stats, you can tap this light bulb, which gives you all of those options. Experiment around and see what you like, and for specific units, you can tap the original member option, and then choose the song you want by cycling through the top tabs and scrolling. If a unit has a name, you'll be given the option to rename your unit automatically to that name. The rest of the menus are Lesson, Leveling Up cards, Master Lesson, using masterpieces gained from events, and duplicate cards to raise a card's stats past its level, or limit breaking. SSRs and event ranking SRs also unlock an alternate palette version of their unlockable outfit if you max out the master rank at 4. Cards with marks like FES and PST can only be master ranked up using FES and PSD masterpieces. Awakening. Every card gets a nice new art if it's max bonded and you have the goods to give. Gift raises the affection or the bond of a girl or a card. Card/costume, check what you've got. Idol details, look at girls' details, cards, voice lines, and card-specific cutscenes. In the top right corner here, you can even check outfits in Dress Up, giving a full model viewing screen. Everything here's a bit self-explanatory once you know what it is. Main commus are how you unlock new songs, idol commus are from awakening cards and affection milestones, event lets you rewatch and unlock event commus, the main visual, and off vocals, etc. lets you see various comics and whiteboard drawings tied to the girl or the theatre, and special lets you watch any commu that has been for a special occasion, such as FES, April Fools, or concerts. Most commus give you 50 jewels, and if not, that's fine. My expectations are low anyway. Here is the big kahuna of the game. The songs. This is a rhythm game, and as such, let's get some actual gameplay in here. Here you've got your standard difficulties at the bottom, the song art, and the title right in the center. A link to the event page if one is on, what item rate up is on that day, your song records, tabs between normal and special songs, tabs between the vertical and horizontal play modes. Yes, that's a feature. And yes, it's a lot better than Cinderella Girls. Rankings, song-specific rewards, song information, and irrelevant information that's way too many words. If a song has this symbol, that means the song's vocals can change with your unit. If a song has this symbol, that means you can watch the MV with a 13-member formation. Rehearsal lets you pay 2,000 gold to practice the song, in special lesson wear outfits for the girls. Ticket play lets you use life tickets earned in work, coming soon, instead of stamina, and normal play, which does use the green stamina at the top left. Above that is the song difficulty level, which is out of 19 as of this video, and the stamina cost. A majority of songs are unlocked from the start, however more are unlocked by leveling up and reading more of the main commu, as well as some being purchasable in the in-game song store for 60 paid jewels. One song is unlocked by having a specific card. This is Blooming Star, and is unlocked by having Sheikah's event SR. which can be bought in the event shop for one PST masterpiece under the Blooming Star event banner. Going into a song, you choose a guest center, pick a friend, pick a stranger, it doesn't matter, as long as it helps you and your team. Try and choose the attribute and stat boost that'll matter the most to your team score. Then, you go to pick a unit. You'll be able to tell which one is the best unit for the chosen song by seeing how high their appeal is, which is indicated here. You can also change the unit's costumes, choose to use an auto pass, which lets the game play the song for you once you've cleared it once before. These are earned in work and clearing songs using stamina, as well as buying them one by one in the in-game exchange shop for gold. But we'll cover that later. And choosing an appeal. Appeals are special parts of the song which play a unique animation and gives the player a break for a few seconds. At the time of this video, each song has 2 unique appeals, and the second one is only unlocked once a girl's first anniversary SR is at 3 Master Rank stars. There is no news of the second anniversary and its campaigns as of the recording of this video, so I don't know how this mechanic will work after the fact. Do not tell me I'm wrong, I'm just an ignorant man in the past. The last thing to bring up here is the settings menu on the top right. Here, I again stress how important it is to play around with your settings and find what's comfortable for you. Playing a song is pretty simple. Depending on your difficulty, there'll be a number of buttons on the bottom half of your screen. Tapping these in time will raise your score and combo just like any rhythm game. I'm not explaining rhythm games. Skills will go off to help raise your score, heal your life, or loosen the timing window on notes depending on your unit. When this button appears, this will activate your appeal. If you have perfectly comboed the song to this point, this will activate the unique animation you chose in the selection screen. If not, it will play the MV as normal with some pretty little sparkles. And after you're done, here's the results screen. Fairly self-explanatory. You get experience, money, fans, and a random assortment of presents. And then your cards will earn some bond if the gauge isn't full, some affection points, as well as some fans. After this, you'll be taken back to the song selection screen to resume your mundane life. And then you play another song, and another, and then you're out of stamina, and then you wait. This is a mechanic that kind of trendset the whole notion of MOBA having passive gameplay to market to a busier growing audience. But enough of the business talk, this is the lazy man's game. All work courses will give you a random girl within the attribute you choose here, and a short commu. Sometimes this will activate a multiple choice commu afterwards, and to be frank, it really doesn't matter which one you pick. If there are percentages, pick the highest one. That's the most popular response for this commu. And if there aren't, the result's random regardless of which one you choose. It's idle roulette. After work, you'll be given live tickets in compensation for the stamina used to do the course, in order to play songs later, as well as the usual rewards similar to the song results screen. That's it. Simples. Some events will have special work in the second tab with higher stamina amounts and slightly higher rewards, but this still is the same ratio to doing normal work, so don't worry about which one you want to do because it really doesn't matter. I know, you've been waiting, you've been yearning, you've been clamoring, but be warned, if you spend those pretty pennies on every one of these pretty girls, this is how you'll be looking. Here is how the current gacha schedule looks as of May 2019. Usually a gacha starts on the last day of the month, which has 1 lim SSR, 1 perm SSR, and 1 lim SR. Then, after the specified end date, another one starts, which is 1 lim SSR, 1 perm SSR, and 1 perm SR. Then the same situation again, but for a single lim SSR and currently 2 perm SRs. These 3 new gachas are usually followed by a rerun of old limited SSRs and their accompanying lim SRs if applicable, or million fests. The normal gacha rates are SSRs 3%, SR 12%, and R 85%. In million fests, these rates are changed to SSR 6%, SR 12%, and R 82%. The buttons here are ticket pools, viewing the current rate upset and general rates, and the gacha news, as well as dream stars. Here, you can exchange 300 dream stars for a select card of your choice. Most of the time, it's only from the selection from the new or rate up cards, but sometimes it can include a lot more, so it's always nice to check. You get dream stars from pulling in the gacha, 1 star per each card. So to have 300, that's 30 10 pulls, or 75,000 jewels spent. Dream stars are converted into dream flowers after a gacha ends, and they can be exchanged for items in the in-game dream flower shop. Now let's get to the juice, the actual pulls. If a purple button's there, that's a paid jewel 10 pull. These also tend to give you an SSR masterpiece on top of your 10 cards. The red button is the daily solo. This costs 60 paid jewels for 1 card. The next button is a normal solo, 250 jewels of any sort for 1 card. And finally, 10 pulls. This is 2,500 jewels for an assortment of 10 cards. These two options prioritize spending your paid jewels first, which are indicated just above on the left, and your free jewels are on the right. Sometimes when you do a solo, or most of the time if you do a 10 pull, you'll be given a pop-up on the top right of the screen. This is a message from Sora Hayasaka, the photographer of Million Live. This is usually an indicator as to what you get in your pull, considering there is no changing the rarity of what is shown to you in the gacha screen, or a flip as it's most commonly called. There are 3 messages that are always a tell to specifically what you get. Minna no ii sho means it's an SR or above in that pull. Tanoshisou na tokoro means it has an SR or above in that pull, and the only one that has a guaranteed SSR in that pull is Saikou no Ichi. If another message appears, that means in the pull is at least one of the featured rate-up cards. This alternate message changes all the time and only appears in the first gacha of the month with the limited SR. It can mean you get the limited SR, it can mean you get the limited SSR, or it could mean you can get the permanent SSR from that rate-up. Finally, on the top right, you can switch to the etc tab, which lets you spend the pink gacha medals you earn from songs and work. Once you have 100, you earn 1 spendable one. You can have a maximum of 10 at once, and they expire after the date designated has passed on each individual medal, which can be checked by tapping the I next to the pink medal at the top. Anyway, spending gacha medals gives you random cards at an unconfirmed rarity rate, as well as spending millicole and costume tickets earned in certain events and given as rewards. Millicole tickets give you a random past event exclusive card from the Million Collection events, and a costume ticket gives you either a Prologue Rouge costume, a Grateful Blue costume, or a Parfait Noir costume as of right now for any girl you do not have one for. This is the last of the bottom bar buttons. From here and in order, you can go to the shop, which lets you buy jewels with real money, refresh your stamina, check how many paid and free jewels you have, buy select songs for 60 jewels you can't unlock otherwise, spend dream flowers for masterpieces, materials and lesson tickets, buy costumes for paid jewels and recolored free costumes with free jewels. All purchases here give you a 10 pull ticket in exchange for your jewels, as well as the 13 outfits for the girls from the set you chose. The event item shop lets you exchange PST masterpieces for past event items such as cards and associated outfits after they have been added to the store about 6 months after the event has ended. And finally, the item exchange shop, which lets you exchange gold for a variety of items as well as exchange N lesson tickets and masterpieces for R ones. Back to the Navi menu, you can check how many items you have, look through and customize your own profile, check achievements linked to your device's OS, customize your very own producer card, again, play about, have so much fun. Sort through your game settings, song settings, choose to download all game data, don't clear select songs or the entire cache, which is deleting all assets, such as cards, songs, animations, etc. from your game. Don't worry, your account will not be deleted. System transfer, support, help, being directed to the Million Live manga if you want to read it, and going back to the title screen. Currently, there are 4 kinds of event. Million Live Working. Earn medals from songs and work to exchange for items while playing through daily text commus between select girls. Platinum Star Theatre, your typical token event. Earn tokens, play the event song, and there's a points SR and a ranking SR with an outfit. Also earnable at 30k event points. Million Collection, earn medals from songs and work to randomly pull and accumulate points towards 2 exclusive SRs and a rare that will be added to the normal gacha after the event ends. Platinum Star Tour, play a song or work randomly chosen for you to earn points and tokens. Play the event song using tokens to earn more points to earn a points SR or a ranking SR with an outfit. Also earnable at 30k event points. And that's pretty much it. The game is honestly one of the easiest to ease into once you know what's what, and half of the fun is just playing about with what you can and can't do. Million Live is such an interesting and inclusive franchise, and with charming character designs and lovable voice actresses all the same, there's no way you won't find a girl you'll be wanting to wave light sticks for in an instant. In terms of the game in real life, Bamco hosts streams every now and then in which the voice actresses and the game's equally as charming staff play games, interview, and even announce a lot of upcoming events and gachas for the game, as well as the live concerts, always being impressive and truly that of a real idol experience. Here's some Twitters I personally recommend to keep track of if you want to be in the know with Million Live, and let me know of any fellow creators out there who you think will help bring light to this great and colourful series. Hope you enjoyed this long video, and I'm so sorry that it's been so long since I've made the last video. University, what have I got to say? Life's just been really busy, and thank you all for understanding. I know that I've lost a lot of traction in that time, but do not worry, I don't know what I'm doing. And that's the fun part. Thank you very much for watching, hope you have a good day. Okay, bye bye.